Welcome to Murder Mile. As a companion piece to part 6 of the Soho Strangler, I wanted to introduce you to some of the places in the life of Dutch Leah where she spent her final days and where she was witnessed in her final hours. This is Old Compton Street in Soho, where Leah worked and lived in her lodging at number 66 just to the left. And to show you how close each murder is, French Fifi lived one street over, just down on Rupert Street, over on Archer Street, barely a minute's walk away. And Marie Cotton lived on Lexington Street, which is just up Brewer Street, just down that street, barely 3 minutes walk away. And when Stanley King and Leah King first moved in together, they lived at number 1 Little Pultney Street, which was later renamed Brewer Street. And when Leah promised, according to Stanley, that she'd move away from prostitution, she moved them to 66 Old Compton Street, barely a few houses away. This is the back of the Palace Theatre, 1 street south of Old Compton Street, on the corner of Romilly Street and Greek Street. And this is where Leah used to pick up punters for sex. 1 street north is the junction of Old Compton Street and Moore Street, where Leah Cohen and Ruby Walker chatted with Leah shortly before her death. This is the Prince Edward Theatre, once called the London Casino, back in the 1930s. And this is where Emilio Plantino, the hall porter, saw Leah walking west along Old Compton Street with an unidentified man heading towards her lodgings. And at roughly 12:30 a.m, Nellie Few saw Leah and the same man enter her lodgings at 66 Old Compton Street and ascend to the 2nd floor via the street door, which unfortunately is no longer there. Leah would be found murdered in the front 2nd floor flat, and the next morning this whole street would be covered with reporters. To find out more, check out the new 10-part series by Murder Mile titled The Soho Strangler, continuing with part 6, Dutch Leah, The Making of a Monster.